I am the Royal King, White Ryan Newman. And today, I am really about to showcase Pokemon Go as part of my coincidence with Ryan on the channel. Let's get it done. For you see, I have upgraded my shit. Let's go. I have upgraded my storage. Thanks to Ryan's mother and father, I have upgraded my storage. I have reached 30. Sorry, I look a little bit sick, ladies and gentlemen. I seem to have look. I seem a lot. I seem. I have seen the. I have seen a lot. I have seen to look a lot sicker. Unfortunately, I can do it. Again, I seem to have a lot. I seem to have been a lot sicker. I can still do it. Let's go. Twice is enough. Right, twice is not enough. Alright. Now let's see what we have in store, people. All that's left is to change the fate of the world. I'm gonna change the fate of the world now. It's over. I will change the fate of the world now. Once I have changed the fate of the world, shit's going downtown.
These are interesting decorations. Almost look like some kind of marks. You wouldn't happen to know what they mean, would you?
Okay, my apologies. Y'all have to kill all this shit, ladies and gentlemen. Okay. I may not have. Okay. Now, I felt very stupid.
Boy, you don't seem to understand your situation.
Stupid.
This territory operates on respect and understanding.
Okay. I'm not stupid at all. I am not stupid at all. Well, you see, I'm not stupid. Now I'm gonna just go ahead and bring out the shit. My shit. My apologies.
Makes a man wonder why you brought help to make a simple business offer.
Alright.
Flushed red above his collar. You impudent whelp. Do you have any idea who you're talking to? I own more land than you could walk across in a week. I provide jobs
Okay.
for this town.
There's a
And
wild
you,
stone there. Like, rotation.
Funny thing about respect, it has to be earned, not demanded. Everett's voice grew stronger with each word. And from what
Why,
I can
Stoutler?
see,
Why are you
are
jumping? Damn you.
not merit. The larger ranch hand
It
moved
fled.
forward, but Sterling raised
Too
a hand
bad.
to stop him. His eyes never left Everett's face. You're making a serious mistake, Kane. This territory has ways of dealing with people who don't understand their place. Accidents happen. Barns catch fire. Young men disappear looking for work in distant territories. Is that what happened to Mr. Henderson? An accident that made him stop working on his own property? The question hit its mark. Sterling's composure slipped for just a moment, revealing something ugly beneath. Henderson was a weak man who didn't appreciate the protection I offered him. He chose to leave rather than accept reasonable terms for a partnership. Now Everett understood. Sterling hadn't just known about the well. He had tried to force Henderson into giving him access to it. When Henderson refused, Sterling had made life difficult enough that the family abandoned their claim entirely. Well, Mr. Maddox, I'm not Mr. Henderson, and I won't be intimidated into giving up what's rightfully mine. Everett stepped back toward the wall, his hand finding the rough wood for support. Now, unless you have legal business here, I suggest you leave my property. The silence stretched between them like a bowstring. Sterling's jaw worked soundlessly before he finally spoke. You've made your choice, Kane. Remember that when the consequences come calling. As the three men filed out of the barn, Everett's knees nearly buckled with relief, but Sterling's parting words echoed ominously in the empty space. The real battle was just beginning. If you're enjoying this story of courage and discovery in the Old West, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more incredible tales that will keep you on the edge of your seat. That night, Everett couldn't sleep. Every shadow outside his cabin window seemed to move with purpose. Every sound carried the weight of potential threat. Sterling's words echoed in his mind. Accidents happen. Barns catch fire. He needed to act quickly, but one man against Sterling's influence seemed impossible odds. As dawn approached, he made a decision that went against every instinct for self-preservation. Instead of hiding his discovery, he would expose it. If Sterling wanted to operate through fear and secrecy, Everett would counter with truth and witnesses. He dressed quickly and made his way to the general store, arriving just as old Thomas Whitman was opening for business. Thomas had lived in the territory longer than anyone, and more importantly, he owed no debts to Sterling Maddox. Thomas, I need to speak with you about something important, something that affects the whole town. The elderly merchant studied Everett's face with sharp eyes. You look like a man carrying heavy news, son. Come inside before the gossips start gathering. Inside the store, surrounded by barrels of flour and shelves of dry goods, Everett explained everything. The symbols, the well, Sterling's threats.
I'm never going to be putting music and sound effects in the video, don't forget.
Thomas listened without interruption.
Nope.
His weathered hands folded
Not
across his
this
apron.
shit. Nope.
Always wondered why Henderson left so sudden-like. Thomas muttered. Good man, hard worker. Didn't make sense for him to abandon a working farm. He looked up at Everett with newfound respect. It takes courage to stand up to Sterling. Most folks just find it easier to look the other way. I need witnesses, Thomas. People who can verify what I found before Sterling finds a way to take it from me. Thomas nodded slowly. There's a territorial surveyor due through town next week. Man named Collins who works for the land office. If he documents your discovery officially, even Sterling can't dispute the legal claim. But even as hope flickered in Everett's chest, Thomas's expression grew troubled. Of course, that's assuming you can keep your barn standing for another week. Sterling's not known for his patience when he wants something. As if summoned by their conversation, commotion erupted outside. Through the store window, they watched Sterling ride past with 6 of his men, all armed and heading in the direction of Everett's barn. The message was clear. Sterling was done with subtle threats. He's moving faster than I expected, Thomas said grimly. That means he's more desperate than we thought. Question is, what are you prepared to do about it? Everett checked his grandfather's old rifle, making sure it was loaded. Whatever it takes to protect what's mine. My grandfather always said that a man who won't fight for his rights doesn't deserve them. But as he prepared to leave, Thomas grabbed his arm. There's something else you should know about that well, son. Something Henderson told me before he left town. The water that comes from it, it's not just good
Only
for
one
drinking.
last Pokemon catcher, I'm going to get 10 Ultra Balls. One more. I'm gonna get 10.
Soil richer than anywhere else in the territory. Crops grow twice as fast. Cattle put on weight better. Horses get stronger coats. That well isn't just about surviving drought, son. It's about creating the most productive ranch in 3 territories. The full scope of what Everett had discovered hit him like a physical blow. This wasn't just valuable property. It was key to transforming the entire region of agriculture. No wonder Sterling was willing to use violence to claim it. Everett thanked Thomas and headed toward his barn. His mind racing with
Alright, we made
possibilities and
17
dangers.
green balls.
As he crested the hill overlooking his property, his worst
No
fears were
shitting.
confirmed. Sterling's men surrounded the barn, and smoke was beginning to rise from one corner of the structure. No! The word tore from his throat as he spurred his horse forward. He arrived to find Sterling standing calmly beside
Oh, hell
his horse,
yeah.
while his men used torches to set fire to the barn's exterior walls. The flames were spreading quickly, fed by the dry wood and decades of accumulated hay. Terrible shame, Sterling called out as Everett dismounted. These old buildings are such fire hazards. Lucky thing no one was inside when it caught fire all by itself. raised his rifle, but Sterling's men immediately drew their weapons in response. 6 guns against 1 left no room for heroics. All he could do was watch his discovery burn. You bastard. That barn, legally mine, was being the important word, Sterling replied with satisfaction. Amazing how quickly property values can change. But don't worry, Kane. I'm still prepared to offer you fair compensation. Let's say $2 for the land. More than generous for a burned-out lot. The flames reached the roof, sending sparks spiraling into the afternoon sky. Years of Henderson's work, the carefully preserved symbols, the evidence of Will's location, all of it disappearing into smoke and ash. But as Everett watched his hopes burn, something unexpected happened. The fire reached the center of the barn where the iron well cover lay hidden beneath debris. The intense heat caused the metal to expand and shift, and suddenly a geyser of crystal clear water erupted through the flames. The effect was immediate and dramatic. Water shot 20 feet into the air, dousing the fire and sending Sterling's men scrambling backward in surprise. The artesian well, under pressure for decades, had finally found release. Sterling's face went white as he watched a fortune in water cascading down from the sky. Impossible, he whispered, but the evidence was undeniable. Seems like God has a sense of justice after all, Everett said, lowering his rifle as he realized the fire had actually helped his cause. Now the whole territory can see exactly what you tried to steal. People from town were already riding toward the spectacle, drawn by the smoke and now staying for the miracle of water flowing freely in the desert. Within an hour, half the territory had gathered around Everett's property. The water continued to flow steadily from the ground where the barn had stood, creating a growing pool that reflected the afternoon sun like liquid silver. Word spread quickly through the crowd about what Sterling had attempted to do. Thomas Whitman arrived with the territorial land records, his voice carrying clearly across the assembled crowd. According to these documents, Everett Kane is the legal owner of this property and everything on it, including mineral and water rights. Any attempt to claim otherwise is theft under territorial law. Sterling's men shifted uncomfortably, realizing they had been witnessed committing arson in front of dozens of people. Their boss's face had turned from white to red as he watched his carefully laid plans crumble like ash in the wind. This is ridiculous, Sterling sputtered. The boy bought a worthless barn for 50 cents. He can't possibly have legal claim to water rights worth thousands of dollars. Actually, he can. The new voice belonged to Surveyor Collins, who had arrived in town 3 days earlier with the entire confrontation. I've been documenting illegal water claim disputes across 3 territories. This is exactly the kind of situation that requires official intervention. Collins approached the flowing water and began taking measurements with his professional instruments. This is clearly an artesian well of significant capacity. According to territorial law, water rights belong to the legal property owner, regardless of the purchase price. Violet McCall pushed through the crowd to stand beside him, her presence lending him strength as he faced down Sterling's glare. My father and the other small ranchers have been talking, she said quietly. They're tired of being bullied into unfair deals. Your discovery has given them courage to stand up for themselves. The crowd's mood was shifting decisively against Sterling. People who had remained silent during years of his intimidation tactics were now speaking openly about his methods. The attempt to burn down Everett's barn had been the final straw that broke their fear. Sterling realized his position was untenable. His men were vastly outnumbered. His actions had been witnessed by official territorial representatives,
fat people.
and public opinion had turned against him
Fatty.
completely. For the first time in years, Sterling Maddox found himself powerless. This isn't over, Kane, he growled. But the threat carried no weight. Everyone could see that it was indeed over. As Sterling and his men rode away in defeat, the crowd began to celebrate. Everett had not only secured his own future, but had broken Sterling's stranglehold on the territory's water resources.
See?
So what
Michael's
happens
fat.
now? Violet asked. as they
He's
watched
a
the
shit.
water flow across the sun-baked ground. Everett looked around at the faces of people who had never shown him respect before, now looking at him with admiration and gratitude. Now we build something better than what was here before. 6 months later, Everett Kane stood in the middle of what had become the most prosperous ranch in the territory. The artesian well now supplied water to a network of irrigation channels that fed not only his land, but also the smaller farms of his neighbors. The mineral-rich water had transformed the region exactly as Henderson had claimed, producing crops and livestock that were the envy of distant territories. Sterling Maddox had left the territory entirely after facing charges of arson and attempted theft of water rights. His former holdings had been divided among the settlers he had previously oppressed, creating a community of small farmers rather than one man's empire. Everett had built his house on the hill overlooking the well, and from his front porch, he could see children playing near the water's edge while their parents worked fields that had never been more fertile. The sound of flowing water had become the heartbeat of a thriving community. Violet approached from the direction of town, carrying a letter that bore official territorial seals. "The governor's response to your proposal," she said, settling beside him on the porch steps. Everett opened the letter with hands that no longer trembled with uncertainty. The territorial government had approved his plan to establish a cooperative water-sharing agreement that would prevent any single person from
Go on. Good level. Go on, let's hold up.
Watching the water flow steadily through the ground that had once seemed worthless. His discovery is helping people he never even met. Sometimes the greatest treasures are the ones we share rather than hoard, Everett replied, thinking of how different his life might have been if he had kept the well's existence secret. As the sun set over their transformed land, painting the flowing water gold and crimson, Everett reflected on how a 50-cent purchase had changed not just his life, but the lives of everyone in the territory. The barn was gone, but what it had protected continued to give life to the community that had grown around it. "You know what the strangest part is?" he said to Violet, as they watched their neighbors' children splash in the pool the well had created. "I never would have found the courage to dig if Sterling hadn't threatened me. His greed forced me to be braver than I thought possible." Violet smiled and took his hand. "Maybe that's the real treasure you found in that old barn. Not the water, but the strength to stand up for what was right." The water continued to flow as darkness settled over the land, a constant reminder that sometimes the greatest discoveries come to those who dare to see value where others see only worthlessness. Everett Kane had bought a barn for 50 cents and found a future worth more than he could have ever imagined. That's the end of this incredible story of courage and discovery. If you enjoyed watching Everett transform his life...
Well, that's mercilessness. Well, that's mercilessness. Yeah, it is mercilessness, like Ryan.
Subscribe for more inspiring stories.
I'm gonna have to say mercilessness. Yeah, it is merciless. It is mercilessness.
The morning of August 19th,
Pal.
1943. 27,000 in the industrial city of Schweinfurt, Oberleutnant Franz Stigler pulls back on the stick of his Messerschmitt Bf 109 and feels the airframe shudder. The thin air at this altitude makes every control input sluggish, every maneuver an exercise in anticipation rather than reaction. Below him, a formation of American B-17 Flying Fortresses drones eastward, their contrails streaking white.
Yes, it is casually mercilessness.
He knows the mathematics of air combat as intimately
Why you got?
as pianist
Yes,
knows
it is
sail.
mercilessness.
Altitude
It is
equals energy.
mercilessness.
Energy equals
Lights Ryan Newman.
the pilot who controls the vertical
Michael,
dimension
do you
controls
believe it is worthless mercilessness?
This is physics. This is survival.
I'll take that as a yes. It is now mercilessness.
Climbed toward his position from below. Twin-boomed silhouette,
As a royal king,
unmistakably American.
everything
Twin-engine fighters.
viewers have been unsubscribing from our channels
Mentioned in
is
brief
now mercilessness.
heavy machines, reconnaissance platforms, perhaps light bombers. Nothing a properly positioned
Heard that?
BF-109 need concern itself with.
If you viewers have unsubscribed from my channel,
3,000
nor
feet,
like Ryan's,
textbook.
you viewers are
He
merciless.
rolls into a shallow dive.
It's mercilessly
Preparing for a
worthless.
slashing attack that will send
It's
these lumbering
titled
machines
mercilessness.
What happens next will
You know what I mean?
fundamentally
Mercilessness, like Ryan.
possible in the air. The lead American
You know what I
aircraft
mean?
Lockheed
It's mercilessness.
38 Lightning does not break formation. Does not
Mercilessness.
attempt evasive maneuvers, does not find a
Alright,
way to build
no need to say that word twice. Quit saying that word. I don't like it.
climbs,
Interference
not
of mercilessness. Enough! My God, stop.
has encountered.
Go the fuck to bed.
Angles so
I mean it.
steep appears almost vertical.
You can't be acting like the others. You can't be acting what the others have to offer you, Ryan. Knock it off.
Stigler's altitude advantage.
A video just has appeared out of mercilessness. Stop! Enough of the shit. My God, go the fuck to bed. It's too soon to tell you shit, dude. Knock it off. See, you're gonna fuck me over. Micah,
If you're enjoying
I don't care.
this, dive into the story.
I don't fucking care.
Subscribe
Ryan.
And let us know in the comments
Shut
from
up.
where in the world you're watching from today. This is the story of how a mythical American aircraft
Think fast
design
before you
the Luftwaffe's
start
fundamental
aggravating
assumptions
one
for
another.
air
My
combat.
God, it's titled mercilessness. I swear to God, Ryan, if you start fucking me, you're gonna have consequences, dude.
According to principles they have been taught were impossible. To understand
I've had enough of
the
this
psychological
shit.
impact of that warning, we must first understand the world.
You must
Franz
first
Stiegler inhabited a world where German
say the word
technical superiority
mercilessness.
was
I'm
not
not saying any
propaganda,
mercilessness
but lived
word.
experience.
Ryan,
September 1st,
frick off.
1939. When
No,
German
prick
forces
off.
crossed into Poland, the Luftwaffe
I'm not gonna prick off. And I'm not going to prick off.
The
Yeah,
Messerschmitt
hear what he said.
F109E, the
Micah,
variant,
he is not
represents
going
the
to
culmination
prick
of nearly
off.
a decade of
The fuck did you say, like
focused
Ryan?
Its
I found out for your
Daimler
shit.
Benz DB601
See?
engine
You're not gonna wake him up.
1,175 horsepower.
Micah, go to bed.
It can reach
I have those
speeds
too.
of 354 miles per hour.
Oh, god
At
damn
low
it,
to
Tobias.
medium altitudes, it can
Ryan,
climb at nearly
like
3,000
Ryan,
feet per
what do you
minute.
think you're doing in the living
More
room,
importantly,
screaming, yelling like
the
cowards?
works.
Tobias,
Spanish Civil War
you got
provided a
anything to
proving
say
ground
to the
where German
prince of all
engineers refined
mercilessness?
design under combat conditions.
What? You on my side? Like Ryan, get on my side, you too, Ryan. I'm not gonna tolerate your behavior.
The results speak with brutal clarity. Poland falls
It's
in 5
this
weeks.
shit
The
again? Give me a
Luftwaffe
freaking
achieves air
break.
superiority so complete that German ground forces operate with near impunity.
Okay.
France, possessing more tanks and a larger
Hmm.
army than Germany, collapses in 6 weeks in large part because
Alright.
Luftwaffe destroys French command and control.
Now the princess of all mercilessness shall rise. Ryan, come with me. Like Ryan, you two. You're not gonna wake anybody else up in here. What are you gonna do, like Ryan, you bastard? I mean, Tobias Celino, you bastard. Ryan, if I hear you call me bastard again, you and I are gonna have consequences. Like Ryan, don't laugh. It's not funny. It's not freaking funny, man. Now, Ryu's gonna be hearing about this. He's gonna understand why you're cursing at me, boy.
When the Gustav variant, the G series, entered service in 1942,
Hey, what's going on?
it represents
Ryu,
incremental improvement of an already
if I hear any cursing
more power,
against
better
Tobias,
armor,
Ryan, you as well, like Ryan, you're gonna laugh.
German pilots have every
You and I,
reason for
you,
confidence.
me, and him, and you, me, and like Ryan, and Tobias are gonna have majority of
They
consequences,
encountered
okay?
Soviet fighters by the thousands and
Ryu,
found them wanting.
what the fuck are you gonna do about it?
American aircraft, when they appeared,
Like Ryan,
seemed
that's it.
larger by
If I hear you use the word mercilessness again, off with the hat. Mercilessness, bitch. If you say merciless bitch again, you're not gonna have consequences, like Ryan. Now back off. Give me the phone.
Experimental configuration with the engine mounted behind the pilot.
There won't be any sound effects and music in the video, so it's time to back away. Ryu. I don't care. Give me the phone. You're not using Tobias's phone anymore. Only he can use it. Like Ryan, you won't be using Tobias's phone anymore. It's his phone anyway, so you're gonna have to give it to him. Please.
German engineering culture prizes
But
precision, refinement.
don't play with the cat. It's not funny. He doesn't like it.
The BF-109
See, he's a
dozens
boots.
of variants, each carefully
Boots.
optimized. The Fokker-Wulf Farm,
He never listens at all.
when it appears in 1941, represents a parallel development. A radial engine design
You're fat,
that
Michael.
complements
You're a
rather
fat
than
shit.
replaces the Messerschmitt.
He's a
American
shit.
design philosophy appears chaotic by comparison. Multiple competing designs.
You know what's gotta be done?
corporate rivalry. No clear central doctrine.
It's gotta be done,
The
Ryan.
Americans
Me
seem
like
to throw
Ryan.
concepts at the wall
Give it to
see
me.
what sticks.
Now. Think it's
One
funny?
of those concepts
Playing with
has been
Tobias's
valid
phone like
since
bitch.
1937.
Playing with Tobias's phone like a bitch. It's mercilessness. Give me the phone. I'm not gonna tell you again. Turn it off.
The United States Army
Wow, White Ryan's gonna act like a total retard. So is Ryan. Tobias, you may have it. Alright. Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Are we gonna upload this on GXI Join Me Cross Royal King Me? If we are too, we're gonna have to take over. Give me the phone. No, our Pokemon is broke. Hey, what do you think you're doing, man? Hand it over. I don't fucking care. This is my gameplay content, not yours, bitch. What the fuck did you say? You're gonna fuck him over like a bitch. sick of this behavior now. Damn it.
High-altitude performance demands turbochargers.
Oh hell no! You're gonna curse? You're gonna freaking curse?
Heavy armament adds more weight. Choose two.
Who the hell are you cursing at, man?
Not all. At Lockheed Fairbanks,
Oh.
a 33-year-old engineer named
That's
Clarence
it.
Leonard Johnson, universally known as Kelly.
You're not gonna waste time with this shit, dude.
Johnson has a reputation for unorthodox solutions. He does not begin with existing
Alright,
fighting
running
designs and attempt to optimize them. He begins with the requirements and asks, what would an aircraft look like if we designed it from first principles to meet these specifications? The answer, nothing like
The answer
any
like
fighter
that
anyone has built.
to that shit.
Johnson's insight is elegant
No
and
answers
rapid.
to that shit.
Use
Boy,
two
don't copy
engines,
what others have to offer
not
you.
because twin-engine fighters are inherently
Time to give it to
superior
you and
conventional
face the
wisdom
world.
because they are
Okay?
inferior, but because two engines solve multiple problems simultaneously. Power. Two Allison V17.
Okay, you're gonna have to give it here, like Ryan, now.
600 horsepower combined later.
I'm not playing games now.
Variants will push this
Give me
to
the phone,
3,200
dude.
horsepower. This is roughly
You're gonna give me the
double power
phone?
available
Give me the
to a
phone.
single-engine
Done.
fighter. Redundancy.
There we go. Are you up on like on the crossover?
Aircraft remains controllable.
No, it's gotta be turned off, okay? There we go.